Hi guys, welcome. Hi Brian. Gabe first in line. Lorraine, you just have a question. That's fine. Questions are good. Get a window open here. We can start with Gabe. Let me share my screen and then you can share what you're working on.
Okay. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I'm working on the Spartan Strength supplement. And it's basically selling like a pre-workout supplement to like Italian women who are probably like 40 plus.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm kind of just, I've never really written one of these long form sales letters before. So I'm not really sure like how strong my lead is or anything like that. And like the first one that you're seeing is like basically trying to be like informative and like sort of more call out the pain points directly. And then like I have another one like a little further down that's just it's like starts off with a story of like this woman getting a call to like visit her mother, her grandmother. I think I was gonna change it to mother, but like in the Italian countryside and like she's like suddenly like really fit and like can hike up a hill like super fast, but she can't. And she's like, wow, like my grandma or mom is like way more fit than I am. And like um I mean, I have to really do something about this. But it turns out that her grandma or mom had been taking this pre-workout supplement that like, changed her life and all that. So that's more like story oriented in the lead, and then like switches to being like, oh, I'm Filippo Pagani.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is going crazy because somebody was at the door. But so yeah, so for the women, I would say if it's a female audience, the emotional angle is probably like the one about the grandma is probably going to do better, just because women, the scientific angles does work for them, but it's still very informative, right? Like it's just very um it's just very logical versus
Right.
you know like telling the story and things like that. So you said how old were these women?
I
40
think
plus?
like 40 and up.
Okay.
And like in here, his discovery story is like, oh, well, like, I mean, this is the Mattia or the Filippo Pagani, so he's the
Oh,
guru.
okay.
Um, but then like basically he's like the story with this is like, oh, he has all these elite clientele that he made this discovery or he made this product for once he found out about this discovery, and like they didn't want him to like release it. But then like when his mom was feeling like old and gaining weight and was feeling like slow and unhealthy, she asked him for help. And he's like, I knew I had to help her. And like,
Got
like what son wouldn't help his mother? And like then when he realizes how much it helped his mom, like how could he not, share it?
Yeah, I like that. So really focusing on, I mean, is it first person from him?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So he'll say things like, he was just so sad to see her health deteriorating, basically.
Yeah, like in this particular story. Um,
So
yeah.
I will say, so if you're going for traditional sales letter, you might need like a stronger curiosity lead before you get into um, like actually explaining how the metabolic energy release works. So basically just set up your story. Um,
Okay.
and of course it's going to depend on your headline too. And right now this headline is almost like an advertorial type headline, right? Like it's like a news
Yeah.
story. Let me just read some of the, you could try something maybe along the lines of how, how women over 40 or something like that are tapping into this like natural energy um, sphere or vortex or something, like create some sort of scene where they're able to tap into something and then suddenly are able to lose weight. Or is this going to be running on Facebook traffic? Do you know?
I'm not entirely sure. It probably will.
Okay. So yeah, we just have to be careful with the like sensational claims if it's, on Facebook. But Idea being you want to kind of just set up a story where, or frame the story before you get into the like specifics of how it, of what it does and how it works, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. And so like I guess with the second one, that's more of like, or I guess I could frame the discovery story of like, or like the story to release it to his mom. Because the second one was gonna be like, oh, a woman who's going out for that a walk with her mother,
Mm.
and then like then her mom's just super fit and she's 73.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good story too.
Right. And then I'd be like, oh, we get stories like this all the time, or like dozens of
Oh yeah, and
stories like
put
this a
it
month.
back to Mattia. Yeah,
Yeah, because I think that they really want it to be in his voice, so
yeah.
like we'd have to be careful about that, and I got to flip it back to him. But I'm just not sure if this is too long or like yeah, anything like that.
If you're gonna do it, yeah. So if you're gonna have him being the narrator, you're gonna need to start with something with him talking and say, and this is what so and so told me about her grandmother, and then you can go ahead and tell the story, right? But then flip back to
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
it's gonna be VSL. I didn't even ask, or is it gonna be
I don't think it is. I think it's a text sales letter.
okay? Yeah, I would still. You'll have to create, you have to create a lead that would go into this story.
Okay, so like I'm Filippo Pagani, author of these 6 courses, these top selling courses in Europe, and then if you're just call it the pain point, like if you're a woman like struggling to like have to like lose weight and gain like natural energy, like then you need to like hear about this incredible story, and then
Yeah, but you're even gonna have stuff before that. So it's gonna be more like he's saying from like an authority perspective, you would say something like, it's shocking to me how many women over 40 are struggling, with their weight, and sort of like share, this is where you sort of paint the scene of where they are right now, what they can relate to. So you say, more and more statistics are showing this, yet women keep struggling no matter what diet they go on, no matter what exercises they do, blah, blah, blah. You're just basically building up the scenario of where they are right now. And then you say, my
mm,
name is so and so, and then you give credibility of like why you're qualified to actually talk about this right now and why they should listen. um,
okay,
and then you would go into like, let me tell you about Jennifer and what happened with her mom, like sort of like that. It's almost like it's almost like a webinar style, right? Like where you're kind of setting up the scene and then establishing credibility or authority on who you are, and then sharing like an example, real life examples.
okay, cool, thanks. And then I guess I could probably just take a lot of what I wrote in the other one and then add
And
it
the
in
other
after
one,
that.
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
think you do well to just combine these and make a really solid like case. That's what you're really doing. You're making a case for this concept.
yes, okay, cool. I think that gives me a lot to work with.
Yeah, see what you can rework. I think you're going to do well just combining these because you do have a lot of really good info in here.
Yeah, awesome. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. Um, let's see, Brian.
Yes, Sabah.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Good. So we have Facebook ads today.
Yep. So I mean, this is completely new to me. So
Okay.
like events, selling. This is like a live event.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit of background is the people that are attending this event
Mm.
is like large advertisers from ecom, lead gen, and affiliates,
Okay.
brand owners as well. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So they're offering, it's a contest.
So there's 3 ads, the prospecting ads that are offering the contest
Okay.
for a free ticket, and then which will lead into like an email thing, but I'm not managing that. And then there's the remarketing ones that will just lead back to like a page that will sell the ticket directly, and
Okay.
sold out ads, 2 sold out ads that kind of lead back to the same page um, that sell directly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, not bad on the structure and content. Just a couple of things.
Okay.
So, you know, you can be very direct with these types of offers and just say things like, you know, claim your chance to win a free ticket is how you would word it to be like ethically correct and compliant.
Okay.
You know, claim your chance to win is always like a winning message, right? I mean, how to win is good too, but you know, just claiming something it gives people a bit more instant context.
Got it. Okay.
And since, okay, so I get it. They basically volunteered to, I actually think I've seen ads for this Geek Out event. Because I remember seeing James Van Elswick was on the list and he spoke at
Exactly.
Copy
It's his
Accelerator.
event. This is his event.
Oh, it's his event. Were
Yeah.
they doing it in Austin as well?
They did. Yeah, they did one in Austin.
Okay,
and
it's the same
then-
one.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so you can do that. And you can, another variation, I guess, of this or a different hook in the beginning could be, you know, we're giving away one free ticket to like a lucky winner or attendee. How do they win?
They have to sign up on like a questionnaire. It's like a 3-step questionnaire. Like, what are you? Like, what type of business are you in? And then
Okay.
your name and then your email.
Okay, so it's just an
Mhm.
opt-in, like an easy entry, right? Like they don't have to do anything to
Exactly.
just win.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I might talk about, it's in Puerto Rico, so you can talk about how, you know, like come join us on the beaches of beautiful Puerto Rico. Like just talk more about the destination because that's a pretty big incentive for people,
Okay. Talk
you know,
about.
to escape to Puerto Rico.
Okay. I know that a lot of the people in the event, the biggest sell for them is the connections they make.
Hmm.
They usually get they're just there for the connections, not really for like the speakers or anything. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, okay, so the networking.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, are there any big names that are going to be attending besides the speakers?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Like Disco Cosmetics, Beard Brand, Wow Cosmetics, Blissy. Like
Nice. Okay. God, I want to go. When is it? April 16th. um,
I think April 12th. Yeah. Is it
oh,
April?
April 12th.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I would call out those brands. I'd be like, you know, this is your chance to network or connect with major, you know, big e-com brands like you know, and just list them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I would just say, you know, brands like heavy hitting brands like, so, you know, just do a list.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, and usually I just, this is just like a small thing, but you know, if it's something this like headliney, you can turn it into a headline, right? Like, so do capitalize the word ticket, capitalize the word hour, capitalize the word event. It just stands out more in the on the actual, like visually, it stands out more when somebody's scrolling.
For the
So
free, you think it's like a little too much for it to be all caps, or it's fine?
no, just the first letter being capitalized, so it looks like a headline.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And like this one, I wouldn't ask that question, do you qualify? I would just say something like qualify to win, like make it a, you know, make it a CTA basically.
Okay, got it. What's hard to win?
I think so you want to put this statement at the end of your ad. Because unless you want to do like another CTA after this part.
Oh, so this at the end, they click.
Yeah, because that's almost like your call to action in the body, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and this one too, I would where you talk about, because you already say the $1 billion network, and that's really, that's a good compelling hook. This is the only event that will give you access to brands like, let's see, blah blah blah. Pick like 3 or 4, and it doesn't have to be to take your business to the next level. It can just be, to make new connections. You can spell it out, to make new connections, discover what's working right now, and what the hottest trends are in e-com, something like that. Or what the biggest players in e-com are doing right now. That's like hot information.
Gotcha. That's helpful.
Good. Free ticket for 3-day event. And this one, honestly, I would just do something like, join us in Puerto Rico, or join 8 and 9 figure e-com brands in Puerto Rico for, like, is this a yearly? Is this an annual? They do it like every quarter.
They do it a couple times a year in different
Okay.
places around the world. Yeah.
I mean, you can say it's one of the biggest 3-day events of the year, right? Like, just hype up the fact this is like the big party. This is a big party in Puerto Rico happening. Yeah, and instead of doing the numbering, I would just do check marks. You can do that green check mark emoji, or just the regular black check mark, but just, I wouldn't do the numbers.
Is it because it kind of sounds like this looks not native to Facebook?
That, and also it's not a list, right? Like, it's not it looks like a numbered list of things when it's really not.
Okay, got it.
It's like, and people are used to seeing lists with the check marks. It's just like a Facebook language.
Right.
I would just say, here you can just be a bit more casual. If, you can say things like, if you want in on this, come, join us, claim your free ticket to our 3-day event in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, I
Got it.
think I covered this in I don't know if you had a chance to watch my CA Live presentation, but you can be very direct in Facebook ads, like your language and style can be just very straightforward. You can still get creative with it, but you want to be, basically, you're just talking to them. They're reading this really fast, so every sentence just needs to be very clear. Otherwise, you're going to lose them. Like, if they have to figure out so much, like, because in your one, if you're looking to achieve any of the above, then I invite you to our 3-day event that I'm running in Puerto Rico, which will be free for you to attend if you qualify. Like, that's a lot to process in one read, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So just describe it just like if you were trying to convince me to claim my ticket to Puerto Rico.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
Yeah, and just watch your length on this can work on desktop usually, but if they're getting some mobile traffic, this will be cut off. So all they're going to see is like free ticket for 3-day events in maybe Puerto Rico. So try and make it, that's why I like to do CTAs as the headline. So it's like, claim your free ticket now, or claim your free ticket. Just try and keep it as tight as possible.
Got it. Okay.
And then remarketing ads, basically you're saying like people who go to that page but then didn't fill out an application.
No, they filled it. These are like to people who filled the application. Or like people who it's just going back, but it's yeah, people who filled the application but didn't win the ticket, I guess, the free ticket.
Okay. So if they didn't win, then how would they claim their free ticket?
Oh, sorry, it's a little bit sloppy there.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I would just make sure whatever you're driving to them, basically if they didn't win, then you want them to buy it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, now you have to sell it a bit more because they have to pay. So there's got to be some, this is where you could introduce, if the ticket is on sale or the prices are going to go up or there's some sort of special discount for booking now, that's what you would highlight here, because you have to give them a reason, because they didn't win. It's like now it's a negative thing, right? So now you have to convince them to actually pay money to do the thing that they wanted.
Okay, I see.
So it's got to be like a really good offer. Like, is the tickets buy one get one, bring a friend for free, or is it 50% off until a certain date? Like, do they get an early bird discount? Whatever it is what you're going to highlight in these ads, because you're trying to incentivize them to make a purchase now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you might have to check with your client to see if they can run a really good offer to the people who don't win.
Mhm.
I like this. I mean, you can use this in your other ones as well.
The 20 world-class marketers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The little fire emoji. Yeah, and this is solid. I would even include the speaker lineup includes, and then if if you think the networking part is a big part of this, you can say, and you'll get the chance to meet, reps from brands like whatever, that list of all those brands.
Gotcha.
I like this headline.
Oh, thank you.
Instead of, and you could do access $1 billion network. You could use an emoji just to get attention, and then just say something like, claim your ticket now, because that will show up on desktop. You can do a dash or a period and just be like, claim your ticket now. The tickets are selling out fast. I've actually had a lot of success with just basically saying that in the first line, tickets selling out fast, and you make it look like a headline. So capitalize the T, the S, the F. You can use a fire emoji or another cool eye-catching emoji. It just gets people attention. It's like, what tickets are selling out? That whole, maybe I should get mine now.
Right. Okay.
Because that's really the angle of this ad.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, if you're going to say the lineup is announced, then, oh, this is just taking them to the speakers list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would then just say, check out the speaker list and claim your ticket here. Give them some action.
Okay.
Oh, this was yeah. I think I got targeted with all the Austin ads.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you planning to go?
It's in this month, right?
April.
Oh, it's in April.
Yeah.
No, the Austin one was already happened, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, no, I missed it. I mean, is there a reason why you did these so short? Like, did they ask or just?
I didn't really know what to do on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these are good lead-ins. I would just, at this point, this is like your hook, and then you can take any of the ones that you already did and just copy and paste them here. Like, what's happening in Puerto Rico? You can say something like, so here's how we're gonna take things to the next level in Puerto Rico, and then list like the bullet points or whatever structures you had before. It's the same pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would just really talk up the fact that it's in this like tropical location, and it's become like the new entrepreneurs hangout now. Everybody's like moving out there because of the taxes and stuff. But just I would hype up the location because it is a cool destination to do this in.
Awesome. Yeah. Wow, that was super helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good luck with this one.
Yeah, thank you.
I think Lorraine, you just have a question.
Yes, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Awesome, thank you. First of all, thank you for your feedback last week. It really helped me a lot.
Yes, it looks like you
Yes.
got selected,
I
right?
did. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
No, I had
Awesome.
good feeling about that one. That was a solid lead and angle.
Cool. Thank you. Well, yeah, now I'm okay. As I begin writing the letter, let me ask you this, and I might be thinking, making it too hard on myself because there are no testimonies really. And so obviously my story's gonna be made up.
Mhm.
Okay, so how do you does it matter? How do you get around that? Or like, does it matter if it's made up? Because I can't say like, I can say my character tried it, but he really didn't try it. Do I worry about that or do I not worry about that?
As long as you're not making claims about any results,
Okay, okay.
you'll be okay. So the company doesn't have any, is it like a new
No,
product?
not really, no.
Okay. Yeah, you have to be careful. You basically can't make claims. You can't represent a fake person using
Okay.
the product and getting amazing results. So, ideally it's based off of at least one story that you can
Okay.
sort of substantiate. So without the results, but you have a really unique story. Remind me
Right,
again.
it's just, yes. And I think I'm gonna stick with that and just kind of go with that and just build on that more. I had more of the story waiting. So I thought I'd just keep going with that. But like you say, don't make any outrageous claims, obviously.
Right.
Okay. So that's the
And
biggest thing. Go ahead.
yeah, to tell the story, you can still talk about the discovery of it. You can still talk
Right.
about an explanation of it, right? Like all the ingredients in it and why that's relevant or why it's important. And you can
Okay.
have your character say things like, I looked it up and this ingredient does this, this, this. And so,
Okay.
and you could say things like, to me, this seems like a miracle treatment, right? Or
Okay.
miracle solution. You can say things like that because you're talking in character about like
Okay.
their perspective, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a fine line. I mean, if you want to bring your drafts
I will next week.
for the
Okay.
next
I'm
one,
not there
yeah,
yet. Okay, but yeah,
we can come.
yeah. So I was just wondering. Exactly. That was my concern. I want to make sure I'm not saying all the wrong things and
Yeah, it's a really,
getting
really
you in
good question.
trouble. Okay.
Mhm.
Great. So I can just say it from that point of view. And like, all right. So I think you're getting my point. You are getting that. So they're not misleading anyone.
Right, exactly. That's the
Yes.
idea. And
That's the whole idea I'm trying to avoid.
right.
Okay, good. I think that's okay. That's gonna get me off to a great start, so I can come back next week. Now I'm more armed.
Okay,
Okay.
sweet.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you so
You're
much. You have no
welcome.
idea.
Congrats on winning that opportunity. I'm really
Yeah,
excited for you.
I was really surprised. Yes,
No, you did
pleasantly
a really good
surprised.
job. That's what it takes. They were looking for, I know Stefan was definitely looking for, a creative take on this, on this supplement or what it's a supplement, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. Um, so he's looking for that fresh take on it. And yours was really good because you even took the step of understanding that this is a Christian market and they're going to respond to like biblical references and things like that, which is really, really good.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, so next week I will come back with something for you to look
Okay.
at. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks again. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's see, Robert, what are you working on this week?
Just a sales email for a client for a product. Just came out with this client, so we're trying to move toward direct response emails away from newsletter bulletin style emails.
Okay.
So we're kind of behind spring break, but it's just kind of a jam. They've released a new version and it's got a 50-hour battery life. So I'm kind of trying to highlight. There's nothing else in the market of a Bluetooth speaker that I know of or that I can find that has that kind of battery life. So that was just kind of the angle I was playing here.
Okay. Yeah, I like that comparison. Most people don't know that, right? And how do they get on this list?
They've bought or they've opted in to like the newsletter sign up on the website or abandoned cart. They've got 20,000 emails. They've sold 10,000 units. So I don't know where but they've shown interest in the brand. I mean, they're
Okay.
direct interest. So
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this one. I mean, you could play, I think in the subject lines, you could do something about this, you know, don't let your speaker die before the party ends or the party is over. I really like that first line.
Okay.
You know, sort of like just a more like a direct statement that meshes with that first line would be good.
All right.
You said it's portable, right? That was the idea.
Yeah,
of
it's just a portable boom box. Carry it by the handle and go wherever with it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and I really like how you said, you know, it's 50 hours, and most people won't even think about what does 50 hours mean, and
right,
spell it out.
dimensionalize. Yeah.
You know, yeah. So over 2 days, you know, 10 hours a day. Yeah, so they're out fishing. What is, I don't know what this means. What is shooting clays off the tailgate?
You shoot shotgun, shooting clay targets, but not everybody will know it. It's just kind of a, you know, if you're in their target market is outdoors fishing, hunting, stuff like that.
Okay, so it makes sense
So,
to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of the market should know what that means. I'm not gonna say everybody does, but
Yeah, no, I just learned something new. That's cool.
we'll come to Texas. We'll go shoot clays.
Yeah, no, it's solid. I don't have any edits for you really.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good luck.
Hi.
Grant, what are you busy with this week?
Hey Sabah, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing well. I put in two. So there's this one for burn, and then the one that I posted below that's for turmeric.
Okay.
So there's two here. The reason I wrote two, I'm only turning in one. I wasn't super confident on the story lead in the first email,
Okay,
but obviously, you know, any thoughts that you have, I deeply appreciate.
this is speech shred, right?
Yep.
Okay. Burn. I
They
love
actually,
Pyromaniac.
he actually says that in the VSL. So
They do.
yeah.
I thought pyromaniacs like just burn things,
Yeah.
like physically go and burn things.
Right. So your body should start physically burning fat like a pyromaniac.
I guess so. If they're using it in the VSL, then go ahead and use it. So you're concerned about this story.
Yeah, I kind of like that first little chunk there, but the second one just feels like super weak.
This part?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about this true beautiful self line,
Okay.
actually. I mean, because if you're talking from like a women's perspective, she's probably thinking things like, she wishes like she was as beautiful or attractive as she was when she was, younger, or or how she used to look in her, glory days or whatever. I would just work on this line, on that first line. So Linda, or you can say things like this, she was shocked when she looked in the mirror, and she couldn't recognize the person in front of, she couldn't recognize the person she was looking at. You need to create a bit more powerful sort of first line.
It needs to be way punchier.
Situation. Yeah. Like I get what you're trying to say, that she's very sad, right? That doesn't feel like her beautiful self anymore. But yeah, think of ways to make it a bit more dramatic. Will be key. I really like this when someone mistook her for being pregnant. I mean, that one is a big one for women, right? Like that she couldn't handle that humiliation anymore, of like people thinking that she was, whatever, 6 months pregnant when all she was overweight.
Right.
So if you can think of a dramatic story around shame, humiliation, embarrassment that you can lead with, this will be a lot more powerful.
Gotcha.
Her doctor told her she had a slow metabolism, recommended a stricter diet. I mean, really the best lead-in for this next section that basically takes to the CTA, then one of her skinny friends shared her 30-second morning habit. Basically what you're saying is that she is doing something now that skinny people aren't, or skinny people are doing. She's not doing something now that skinny people are doing, or her skinny friends are doing. So you could say she was sick and tired of, you know, eating less and less, working out more, and still the weight wouldn't budge, right? She was sick of going on another diet, hoping that she would finally drop the weight, and then still sitting here, you know, frustrated with the same 10 pounds. Like, you know, just paint that very simple scenario. Because really what she's going to compare it then the next thing that you talk about is then one of her skinny friends shared her 30-second morning habit. So it just sort of has to be, what was she doing now that she's frustrated with and basically hit a wall? Because then you relieve that anxiety with that next line, when then her superhero skinny friend appeared and shared her 30-second, you know, morning ritual.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. That ties together a lot better.
Yeah. You really, because yeah, V-Shred has these really short emails, but if you do dissect them, if you study a lot of them, if you dissect them, you're going to notice the same pattern of emotion. If you guys can do that, it's just as an exercise, it's just like study the emotional up and down. It's like exactly the same in all of their emails. So if you can figure that out, it'll be a lot easier for you to write in a very similar pattern.
That makes sense.
And the next one, I still can't get over this burn fat like a pyromaniac. I'll have to watch that VSL again and catch it. So according to Harvard researchers, slow metabolism is no longer a problem when it comes to fat loss. There's a new biological loophole that allows your body to burn fat like a pyromaniac instead of hoarding it in all the wrong places, no matter how frozen your metabolism feels. Yeah. I might do, so if you want to go with this Harvard research thing and basically highlighting that, you know, because most people will say that, oh, I just have a slow metabolism, right? And that's why I can't lose weight. You could say something like, you know, according to Harvard research, the #1 reason why you're not losing fat has nothing to do with your slow metabolism. You know, because that's a more like, almost like not contradictory, what's the word? Contrarian. It's more contrarian and a bit more sort of like, oh, really? Well, then what is it? What is this #1 reason? There's a new biological loophole. If you're doing research and it's science, then you could say something like, scientists have discovered this biological loophole, right? Because nobody invented the loophole. It's like, it's probably already been there, but they've discovered the loophole. Yeah. An easy 30-second morning habit. I'm not crazy about the CTA because really we're saying it has nothing to do with the slow metabolism. So
I feel like it's just like the same CTA as the one from before. I feel like fits, except taking out the simultaneous fat release.
yeah, it would be use this biological loophole or switch on your pyromaniac. You know, switch. I would do something that says switch on something, because that's a more direct like action verb or action word. You know, or turn on your fat burning switch with this now. Something like that. Yeah, you might need to massage it a bit more, but hopefully that gives you a bit more direction on this one.
For sure. I haven't dialed any of those in. I mean, if you have any thoughts on them, I'd love them, but they're not dialed in at all because I hadn't finished the email, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, I would work on the emails first. You'll probably be able to pull out something. You're on the right track as far as making sure they match the sort of the theme of the email. Yeah, and that first one, if you can do something, that pregnancy one, the humiliation and shame and embarrassment, that will be a lot more powerful. You could say, I was tired of people asking me how far along I was. I don't know if they do first person ones, if eShred does first person ones, but yeah, that's what I would say. Like I was humiliated, when they asked me like how many months or when I was expecting, basically have to capture that scene. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, see what you can come up with, and you can drop it in the group too if you would just want some more eyes on it as you're working on it.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely do that.
Okay, cool. Mom Chill.
Hey Sabah, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yes, good. Congrats on your win today.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that was
Is this
amazing.
the client?
Sorry,
Is
couldn't
this
hear
the
you.
client, or this is
No, this is for my other client, for the Unlock.
okay.
But I'm super excited about this client as well right now because it's in a different industry and we'll see how it plays out.
Excellent.
So I have 2 emails right now here, and those emails are like mini courses from Dunlock's shop about, I think the first one was about, how to sell high ticket services.
Okay.
And the second one is persuasion secrets. And those emails are going to be sent to Dunlock's main list, which primarily consists of BizOp people who are looking to make money online, but he has also like salespeople there and coaches, and it's a mix basically.
Okay.
So I came up with some ideas and I would love to hear your thoughts on these emails.
Okay. So I like the bold statement. I would just add a Y in front of it. Say why 99% of sales, and you can just say sales gurus. So why 99% of sales gurus suck. It's a bold enough statement. It's interesting. People are gonna be like, well, tell me, Dan, why? And then I just want to share how disgusted I am by all the sales gurus out there. And are you trying to imply, that they walk the talk and talk the talk? So I would put quotes around the word gurus, so it's clear that you're trying to emphasize that they call themselves gurus, but they're not really gurus, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah. 90% are broke and have no idea. They steal other people's stuff. Good job on explaining the situation. This is really good.
Thank you. By the way, here I was thinking of leveraging that emotion of feeling scammed and injustice and stuff like that. And that's why I decided to phrase it in a way that Dan basically tries to obliterate the sales gurus, but I don't know if that's the appropriate way to do that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I was wondering about the word obliterate too. You could almost, basically you're calling them like fake gurus, right? Like the scam artists, like they're pretend, they're just posers, basically. So I would, what might be stronger is I've decided to take a stand. I mean, these people they're on his list, right? Like they know him pretty well. Like he doesn't have to explain why he has a high ticket, why he's good at high ticket sales. So here's what I would do. I've decided to take a stand because I've got 15 years of experience in the trenches. Because I know what actually works. I would go on a little rant about like, because I know what actually works. You know, I know how to persuade people in 30 seconds, or, you know, make some other claims about things that he can do that most people can't. And then go into, now I'm sharing it with you in my How to Sell High Ticket Services program. That's sort of like your
Got
segment.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you do a really good
makes
job.
much more sense.
Yeah, really good job of like.
Yep. Yeah,
Pulling
appreciate
them
it.
out. Is there, okay, for half the price, I would just put the number 50% off because it draws people's eyes.
Okay.
It's a minor thing, but it's just a visual thing. I think just because I'm so used to like writing ads, right? Even when you're writing ads, the visual experience also plays a role in how well people kind of digest the information and click. So even with email, people are usually going to scan emails. They're not going to read word for word. So you can be selective with like how you underline stuff, how you use numbers, because numbers do draw attention. The percent sign will draw attention, things like that. They're just little tricks. That's a really good subject line.
Yeah, I was looking for something contrarian, but I don't know how well it ties into the product after that.
It's the persuasion one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see how you did it. Okay. I mean, that's a really clever segue there.
I was first thinking of this just going straight into the shiny object syndrome, but then I have that idea of why idiots make more money than smart people, and I thought it would be more compelling, but you know, there's so many segues here because of that.
You know what might fit better is why lazy people why lazy people make more than people who work, than hustlers. You could even do that one, right? Because essentially what you're saying is that lazy people fall back on this like psychology and persuasion tactics, whereas, you know, the hustlers might be trying to find the next big thing or the next unique thing, when it all comes down to psychology and persuasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're not really stupid, right? Like it's not, the psychology and persuasion is not, stupid people wouldn't understand this. It's too high level. You could say lazy because basically once you understand these tactics, it's like the underlying thing for like all marketing, copywriting, you know, speeches, like, you know, it has a lot of power.
Yeah, it definitely makes much more sense with the lazy and the lazy people and the hustlers. I would change that.
Yeah. The rest of it is really, I get the context. It's really good. It's really well done. Yeah.
Thank you. And I have a question. I was thinking of including some pictures. I've never done it before, and I have no idea where to put the pictures. Should I put them in the bottom of the email? Should the picture be like very emotional driven picture, like, or should it be very contextual to the email? I don't know. I don't really know how to approach that.
Yeah, well, check, does Dan Log usually put images in his emails?
Not really. Just only testimonials, but we don't have any testimonials here, so.
Okay,
no,
I mean, check
rarely.
with the client if they're willing to run it, because I know some email lists, like the images don't even show up, and there's like deliverability issues if you do put images in. Jared Harlan did a really good training on emails, I think this past Tuesday, and I think he talked.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
About selecting images and stuff. Yeah, I would check with your client because I'm not sure it would fit. But I mean, the copy is strong enough to stand alone. Like, I don't think you need those type of clickbaity images to support your messages here.
Yeah, makes sense. Definitely.
Okay. Hope that was helpful.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much, Sabah. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Grant is back. Project number 2. Oh, is this the turmeric one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't open it on our
No, you're
first
fine.
one. Okay, so same style. It's V-shred again.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so instead of the fat burner, this is a turmeric supplement supposed to burn fat.
Yep.
Okay. I think you're going to need a stronger first line, just because these are very, very short emails, right? So you have to really hit them with something to keep them reading. This would technically be your second line. So you got to come up with something that is going to hit them hard first, and then say, because then you're backing it up because of what Ivy League and these universities, Cambridge and Harvard, are saying. I like this. Did you make this up, or is this part of their? You made it up?
The obesity protein thing?
Yeah.
No, that's straight from the VSO.
Oh, it's theirs. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I should have asked this before. These are all going to the VSL, right? Not an
Yep.
actual like product page.
Right.
Okay, so what you want to do is you don't want to explain too much about the obesity protein. What you're really doing here is selling a click to learn more about this unique obesity protein discovery. So I wouldn't even, like, you don't want to explain too much, because that's technically the mechanism, right? You don't want to explain too much of the mechanism. And I think there was a training on this. Was it Stefan that just did one? Or maybe Jared mentioned it in his training about how you don't want to over-explain your mechanism when you're trying to get them to like a VSL or something that is going to explain this unique thing. So you're just trying to tease this. So all you want to do is, thanks. I like the introduction of the weird obesity protein is blocking your ability to burn excess fat. I would say something like, luckily there's a way to like either short circuit this or override the protein. And then just don't even explain this part, whatever you do with the obesity protein, and then say, so you can finally get rid of all the stubborn fat you want.
That makes sense.
And then head here to check out like how to do exactly that. Yeah, try and like simplify the storyline so that all they're doing is like, oh, it's again like going through this emotional arc, because they all of their emails do that. Maybe I'll do a training on that where I just show you guys like a dissection of these emails, and then you can see.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I have some good swipes that I might just do a quick little training. But yeah, that's the idea. Like, just don't give away too much. You just want to tease them with a fascinating idea and get them to click over, because the VSL, I'm sure, is very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my biggest thing. Like, so the test boost one was for them too. That my biggest thing with these is like being more used to like the guru style, like longer emails. So like
right, explaining it.
Not say as many words.
Yeah, you have to be, it is a skill, and you will develop it the more you do it and the more you read these emails, because you'll see are you on lists besides
I'm on Sherpa's list. I'm not on VShred's list because I can't figure out how to get on the list. I guess I just probably need to buy one of the.
You might have to buy a program. Yeah. Yeah, let me see what I can dig up as well, because I've got a bunch of swipes, and then I'll post something in the next few days.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see, that was grant number 2. Amber. She's back.
I'm here. Hello. I'm playing on dueling computers, so you're kind of a little pocket computer on the side. So I will not come on video, but I will be happy to talk. So overall, what I'm doing is there's a client who is building out a quiz funnel.
Okay.
The quiz will have 8 different results at the end of it, each for they call a soul archetype.
Okay.
Which has been pretty awesome because I get basically a 25-page document telling me all about who this person is to be able to write to them and sell to them.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Yeah, that's like next level customer intel, right?
totally, exactly. It was
You're literally getting their entire like personality and that's
and
cool.
so my task was to create after they get their results, the squeeze page to try to sell them one of 3 offers.
Okay.
And then 3 emails to follow up if they don't buy something.
Yeah.
I've never written a squeeze page before.
Okay.
As you can see on the top there is a swipe link to what is basically a Myers-Briggs kind of strategy of doing this. So yeah, just looking at, I followed this pretty closely in a lot of ways, but I've never done it. So I'd love insight, especially. I felt really lost when it came to the section on describing the 3 different offers.
Okay.
You'll see that in red. So any insight is welcome.
So this is the results, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That little graphic there is basically the from the swipe.
Swipe, yeah. I recognize this because I took the 16 personalities and they do. Did you take the test?
I did, yeah.
Okay, because you'll be getting emails too, and they push their paid versions through those emails quite heavily. So you should be on the email list. It's very tempting. I've gotten over to that checkout page so many times and I still haven't bought, but it's the same idea, right? That will give you like an expanded profile report and
like 250 pages.
Yeah, exactly. So you really get to know yourself.
And with this one, they're going more rather than personality, aka Myers-Briggs. They're going more basically this offer owner has been a wildly successful business person, and they feel their next mission in life is to help people with spiritual things in their life, and so that's why he's building this business.
Okay, so this is how you set up the 3 options.
Yeah, I could figure out how to do, those little blips, but it was I couldn't figure out these descriptions and how to do that.
I just want to see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the same. You've described them the same way that, 16 personalities does, right? Like you can get all of them if you want to know about other people. You can get, this is like going to be the premium one, right? Like or the ideal one that you want them to buy.
Yeah.
The deep dive. So I would just make sure design wise that they highlight this one somehow.
Yeah, plan. Should I, as the copywriter, should I do something on the wireframe to
I
show?
would, yeah. Okay. I would either just leave it in a comment, like just highlight it and put a comment that make sure you make this one stand out, or put it in 3D or something like that to highlight this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this looks good to me. Like, what was your apprehension?
Well, it's the red section. It's the introduction of the offers.
Oh, these, like how it would.
Yeah, because I'm so, having learned, the Stefan method, you go so deep into describing an offer.
Oh, describing them. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how to make it short And especially because I think with 16 personalities, the congruency of the bump from the basic to that
Second
mid,
one. Yeah.
is more congruent than
Yeah, I see what you mean.
these. They're basically just bonuses, and I'm gonna try to couch them as like practical guides. Like the profile is like this more esoteric thing, and these bonuses are like practical guides. But I don't know how to do this in like this website copy style.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, if you're worried, you're worried about like the layout and like how it's gonna.
Yeah, and how to just make it not a repeat of what I'm gonna have immediately below it, and make it enticing. Because that, that red section is basically that my job is, I've given them the results, I've baited them, and now it's my job to entice them in this red section. And I just can't get my head around how to do that.
So what I would do, can I just put something in this doc?
Yeah, please.
You can delete it after.
Yeah.
Since you've got 4, what I would do is just to highlight that this is like the best, like this is the best sort of option. It's obviously got like tons of value. I would just put them in individual boxes like this. And I would extend this part. So I'd say the second option is this, plus these 4 practical guides that can give some explanation on what these guides, how these guides are relevant to the profile that they're buying. So I don't know, I don't know what they specifically do, like the guided meditation, I guess, like enhance their life in some way, right? Like once they learn their archetype, this is going to enhance their ability to like live their best life through this archetype or something like that. Just a couple of lines about that. And then I would just make like these little, I would just do like a grid of the 4 bonuses. So then that way the designer can make like a little, either an icon or a little mock-up of the thing. And you can put a few lines. So this will actually look like a really nice, like little offer stag, like a lot more, exciting for people.
Gotcha.
And then this one too, I would just do all 8 soul archetypes. So then that way you would, given that it's almost like bonus guides, I might even just have it so that you do have like a little mock-up for each thing. Because I know 16 personality does it with their report, right? Like right here.
Yeah.
Basically what you would do is you'd have the report as one, and then you'd have the report plus the 4 little bonuses. And then you'd have like the 8, they do this with a little library. So do the same library and then add the 4 little bonuses. So you have your designer basically create cool little things that represent the bonuses. So you'd only need to describe it once in this middle section. And then here you would mention it, but it will show because it will be in the pictures. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally, that totally makes sense. And
as far as length for, like I wouldn't, Stefan's, descriptions of bonuses and stuff are like full, that's for like a full direct response letter. If you're doing it in this style, which is almost like an e-com style, right?
Right.
I would either do bullets or you could just do a short blurb, below each one to explain it.
Within the grid.
Within the grid, yeah.
So does it make sense to, so basically number 1, the profile, go into depth on that, make that sound juicy. And then the second one, summarize all that juice in like 1 sentence because I've already described it, and then go into the juice with this 4 grid thing, the bonuses. And then the third one, how does that get set up?
So third one, you're going to say, this is where you're going to talk about why they would want all 8. I mean, you do that pretty well here, but I would just extend it a bit more. So, now just think about like, if you've ever wondered what your friends and family's archetypes are, or is this a free test, by the way, on the front
The
end?
quiz is free, yes.
Yeah.
And then they're asking them to buy these things to learn more.
Okay, so the same way that 16 personalities does it, that like, friends or family or coworkers or whatever take the test and you want to learn more about them, get premium profiles for all personality types, or just for your own like enrichment, right? Like to understand people in general better.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just extend the description up there.
Okay.
But yeah, on the right track. Copy-wise, I don't see any problems.
Cool.
It's very interesting. I'd like to see the funnel eventually when this is all fleshed out.
Sweet. And then if there's time, I know there's more people, but the emails are the
Oh
tab.
yeah, sorry. I feel like I did open them. Yep. Okay. Okay, so this is the
first one. Mhm. They've been through the quiz, they went through the squeeze page, they chose not to take it. So this is just kind of the, hey, you really want to do this? And then this is kind of a repeat for as they're building the MVPs of this, they've had people take the quiz, but didn't have the reports ready yet. So that's just kind of a rehashing of the first one for those people.
Okay.
And then you can skip that one. And then this is number 2. And basically seers tend to be influencers. And so I basically tried to make a seer feel like they're Carl Jung in that way.
That's cool.
One. And then for the third one, basically kind of calling them out saying, hey, we really want to help you. And so far you're not letting us. For real, let us.
Okay, yeah. And in the profile, like, is there, I mean, what I'm not seeing here is like the benefit, any sort of reference to what's inside the profile that would make their life better.
Okay.
So just hint, even if you're just hinting at it, because I know a lot of this copy is like very aspirational, right? So, you know, like this part where you say we'd be honored to help you, and then that's the CTA. I would try and make it a bit more direct. Like think of some direct benefits they would get from getting that report today. Like what would they discover about themselves, or what could they put in place that would improve their life?
Okay.
Because I think that's what 16 Personalities does really well. If you read some of their, basically the emails that go back to that checkout, that why don't you get an advanced profile now? And the way that they set it up is they always set up sort of some of them talk about like a scenario of, you know, we know you've been here before, and what if you knew how to navigate this challenge in life? You know, we show you how your personality type usually does this, and you have to go by the advanced profile to find out. So there's, you know, you got to find hooks. Because I don't have context on what's included in the profile, but if you can figure out ways that they could basically apply stuff they find out in that advanced profile in their lives today, you'll be able to write emails that sort of push them to that direction.
Okay, I guess the angle I was trying, and maybe it's too subtle, was specifically for this personality type. They tend to be kind of their growth as a person is from always, like, one of the superpowers of this personality is to find the problem in a situation in order to fix it, but thus they can become perfectionists that sap the joy out of everything. And that's why, like, wholeness I emphasized in this particular one, because it's not about finding that perfectionism. That is never possible. It's about finding wholeness. So I guess I felt like I tried to do that, but it sounds like it was too vague or too something.
No, I see it. I guess I would say something like, you know, and this is nice. This is, you know, very like, it is subtle though. I would be honored to help you. I would say something like, you know, discover the fastest path to wholeness, or discover the best way seers achieve wholeness. Like, you know, I'm talking like very specific results for them to find, and the only way they find it is through getting the advanced report. You know, it's like the subtext. But yeah, maybe just be a bit more direct. Like this might be just a bit too polite.
Specifically for the CTA link sentence.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's where the action has to happen, right? Like there has to be a trigger in there for them to think, okay, let me see what this is about.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then the other one. Yeah, honestly, you've got like, this is the buildup. Like this is why I created this entire system to provide honest guidance for your accelerated ascension. Your CTA is going to be like, you know, begin your ascension here, or, you know, again, just being very direct about this action step. Because this is very, this is too aspirational to be an actual CTA.
Okay.
It's nice. I wouldn't get rid of it, but I would find a way to make like a very direct call to action.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the only, it's really good copy though, Amber.
Thank you.
Yeah, interesting stuff too.
I will hopefully, the goal is I'm doing 2 of their 8.
Okay.
And if it all works well, we may work together for a long time. So hopefully I have more to show you.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah.
So are they going to test it, or are they just looking to get it all together right now?
Yeah, they found from the people that have taken the quiz so far, which I guess is about 1,000, that there's 2 of the 8 that are the most common. And so this is one of them. And so they've basically flushed out the report for those 2 top ones.
Okay.
And we'll test these squeeze pages and these offers to see how it goes.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, keep me posted, obviously, and
Yeah.
I hope this helped.
Yes, totally. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. Is it bronze, or is this a different name?
It's bronze.
It
Hi,
is bronze. Okay, hi.
Hi.
What are you working on?
Right. So this is a webinar page where people pay $1 USD for register for the webinar.
Okay.
And in the webinar, we upsell them for like a 3 days event, which turning passion into, you know, monetize your passion, like a blueprint thing. So I think question I have, actually I have quite a lot of questions, but I think one thing is the structure. We have, if you scroll to the top, the current one, this structure we've used for quite a long time. So it's more like just a headline and then the bullets, and then some people kind of buy because we give them a free ebook as well, and the ebook is already worth a lot more. So I think that is one of the things. But other than that, just wondering what is it that we can improve on. So I expanded and changed up some of the bullets, and just wonder what I can change or where I can improve on. And currently this one is doing about 2 to 3% converting on YouTube ads.
On YouTube, okay.
Because this thing cannot go in Facebook.
Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one's, your copy is definitely a lot cleaner than the control. And wait, no, this is the current one.
Yes, this is the current one. And yeah. And then these are the new bullets.
Okay. Are you not changing up the headline? Oh, here's the headline.
So headline, I'm still, I actually wanted to do 2 versions. One is a compliant, this one is working. So I'm kind of just letting it work.
Okay.
But for Facebook, I don't know what angle I can go to, because the people that they join the webinar, I have them fill a survey, and everyone is talking about 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. So if I'm plugging out this thing, I actually don't really know what I'm gonna, like, I don't know what direction I'm gonna think. So, which would still resonate with people.
Right. What is the webinar? Let me see what
those mark that I like, passion economy, on those sorts of things were what I was brainstorming. Potentially I could use those angle, but I'm still unsure. It does not feel too strong.
I mean, so the biggest hook, if you're saying those people are, it's to escape the 9 to 5, right? Find a way to basically make money without a job. And then the next level of that is that turn something that you really enjoy doing into a business. Like they're almost 2 levels. So the first thing is you hook them in with the idea that you basically, the big idea is that there are ways to make money without a 9-to-5 job. It's sort of like the first thing that they sort of like, really, you know? And then the next thing is that now what if I could show you a way to turn your passion, anything that you really like to do, into a paying, a well-paying career. So that, you know, there's a two parts to it. So I think you can do that with like doing the headline and then the subhead, right? But the subhead can't say like the fastest way to turn your passion into a business, because your headline is going to be more, you haven't, what I'm trying to say is like, you know, the hook is that I'm going to show you how to make money without a job, right? Without a 9-to-5 career. And then the next thing is, but now what if I could tell you to turn your passion into a way to make money? So it's not gonna be, basically what I'm saying is like, you can't come at them by saying that, let me show you how the fastest way to turn your passion into a business, because they haven't made that mental sort of connection yet. You have to do that for them.
Got it. So I gonna start exploring from that 2 level.
Yeah, it's like 2, exactly. You kind of have to, you're gonna hook them in with a 9-to-5, you know, and they're gonna think, okay, well then what can I do, right? Is gonna be the natural question of like, then how do I make money? And then you basically give them the solution, is that, let me show you how to turn something you love to do, you know, any passion, into a business.
So then I do not, as in I don't use the word 9-to-5, but I'm gonna need to brainstorm something which will tell them there's a way to make money without being in a job.
Exactly. That's like the underlying statement. You know, and I mean, the control has that, right? Like the quit in the 9-to-5, build a business around passion, doing what you love. It's a bit, it's almost like this was written, English isn't a first language for this one that was written. Was it not written by a native English speaker?
No.
This first one?
No.
Yeah, because the wording is just a bit off.
Oh, it's well, I think we have a few versions that they tested with the headline, but the core is the same. Basically, originally it was like quit 9-to-5 and build your business around passion, and then some guy just added something in the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's of the structure. How am I gonna? I think I'm always very confused by the webinar structure, meaning like as in like when I look at sales page and all that, they're all long form. So when we're gonna need to create a webinar structure, and because this is not a free webinar, so I still need to put like kind of more things in order for them to like buy. So I'm just wondering, what is it that I can improve on for the structure?
Yeah, this doesn't really follow a clean design for a webinar, even if it's paid or free. There's just a lot. It's just very messy. So there are some, let me write this down. I'm going to post some examples in the group so I don't forget, because I have some you can basically swipe.
Awesome. Could you also take a look at my new one? Because I actually have a new one. That's why the whole thing is rewriting, but I'm not sure how that, I mean, it's definitely better, but just want to also get your view.
Yeah, this one's better. But if you're giving away this free book, that needs to be like right up in the header here, that, you know, book your spot and get the free book. Like it's not, I see it here, but it's just like you could put the image of the book, right? With the, I think Anik Singhal does that. I know, I've seen it. So I'm going to try and find his, because he's always doing these webinars and they're free, but you always get like a book or a report or some sort of freebie just for registering.
Awesome.
So I'll find those. They're really well designed as well. And you know, he actually has this whole quit 9-to-5 and build a business around your passion. So you might find some valuable information on there. But ultimately coming back to, you know, your actual copy. So if this is working right now, the quit, I would keep the quit to 9-to-5 in your headline. I wouldn't get rid of that. So
yeah, I think it's only the Facebook thing that I need to change it, but YouTube I won't change.
Right. Yeah, I mean, on Facebook, you can do things like escape the office life, or you know, there's like creative ways you can say that you're basically quitting your job.
Got it.
Yeah, let me send you some swipes, because I think you're going to find what you need in these examples to work off of.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I have one more question, which is right now so I'm just wondering, what is it that I need to change in order to get the sales more? So right now, this page, we are getting about we're getting about 60 to 80 sales per day on YouTube ads.
Mhm.
And our goal is kind of having 100 sales per day.
Okay.
So I don't know, what is it that I need to look on? Is it that the focus should be, hey, getting more variation of the ads, or is it the landing page? Or I'm just like trying to find a direction of what is it that I need to change in order to get the sales up.
Well, you're talking sales of these $1 or the 99? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the ads, do you know what the conversion rates are on the ads?
The ads are, I do know. Oh, wait, so you're saying the ads,
Like how many people are clicking on the ad and then converting on this page?
yes, I do have. Let me just video. So I don't know how to. So the click rate, we're average about 1.1 or 1% for the click rate for from the ads to the landing page, about 1% ish, because from different ones, and from the click to the conversion, I think it's what I said, the 2 to 3%.
Okay. So that's actually not bad. Then this page is working. You just need to scale it, right? Like you want to get to 100.
I feel like we are kind of always stuck in the 60, 80, 70, and we can never, I don't know if it's like the agency they're targeting or whatever, but like we never get over, we almost never get over 100. So now we're doing twice a month live webinar. And originally we wanted to do weekly webinar where we get like 1,000 people per week, but we cannot get the ads to get to there.
I see. Okay. Yeah, then you'd have to split test, changing up this registration page, which it looks like you are doing.
Got it.
So, like change up, test different headlines that basically bring people in and get them to book a spot. Yeah, the design, I'll send you, I've got it on my notes, so I'll make sure to post some examples of webinars in this space, because I have some.
Awesome.
Thanks. Ideas.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, of course.
I'm not sure, that is not about copy, but it's about offer. So right now we've got few offer running. One is priced at $200, one is at $500, and one is at $5,000.
Okay.
So we don't have any front end like low offer other than this webinar thing.
I see.
So we wanted to create like a low ticket front end offer,
Right.
but I'm just unsure what direction again I'm gonna need to start thinking about. So I'm just wondering if you have anything that I should look it up to start thinking from the direction.
It would basically be, so he's already got this book, right? I feel like I've seen this already. Did somebody else in this group? Was somebody else in this group working?
I shared this with you a long time back.
Oh, okay. I remember it. Yeah, I felt like we've been through this. Yeah, it's either going to be, I mean, what's the first item? How much was it again?
$200.
200, and what is it?
It's a 3 days event, live event, where people can, 3 days event, and the first day they find clarity, like what is their passion, their purpose, and all that thing. And then the second day is about how to build the products, like what
Okay,
is their product portfolio and all that. And then the third day is about monetization. It's like
got
how
it.
do you monetize the funnel and all that? How do you close high ticket deals and all that?
Okay, so your low ticket product in front of that is going to be a mini version of that training, and it
Yes.
will obviously won't be live. So it's going to be a course basically of those things that you teach in that live session. It's going to be like a miniature version of it, and that you could sell for like 37, 29, 49, whatever on the front end. And ideally you do something like that, because then it will easily, you can transition people to the bigger, that $200 course is an upsell because they're so congruent.
Oh,
So
never
people
thought
would
about
buy a course basically, because then you'll attract people that are interested in basically launching their own product, right? So it's like a course on, let me show you how to discover the most profitable products and build a successful business out of it. So it would be just a program on that, and it would be be a very beginner level course, but it will give them enough that they could technically kick things off on their own. On upsell one is where you're going to see, well, if you're really serious about this, the best way to do it is through this live event or whatever, or you can have another course that's a bit more advanced. There's different ways to structure that funnel, but whatever front end you pick, it should complement the other products that you have later in your funnel, because you want to attract the right people in.
But I was thinking the 3 days I already feel is already very condensed. So I'm not sure how we can match the 37 into an even more condensed version. But that is a
Oh,
very
no, so condensed meaning that it's like a light version. It's not as in depth, but it's like a beginner's course. Like you just share the principles and share a few tactics. And if you, it's like, think of it as like a level up from a lead magnet, because they are paying for it. So it's got to have enough stuff that they can run with if they wanted to, but it's got to have not enough because you want them to buy more.
got it. This is super, super helpful. I never thought
Okay.
about. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
that's key. That's really key. That's going to be key for this type of business, right? Because if you're counting this is the way you get leads right now, is through this $1 webinar, and they probably get pretty well educated if they show up on the webinar. They also get this free book. But how qualified are those people then for the other stuff is the question.
because I was actually thinking from another. Sorry, I know I took a little bit long time.
It's
But this
okay.
final question. I was thinking to go from the direction of how to find passion, in a sense of like breaking up, hey, these are the whatever, the main thing is how to find passion, and maybe like if you find your passion, maybe it's like complement with how to write a book thing, and then I would have like maybe some PDF and worksheets break down how other people find their passion, something like that. So I was going on that route thinking.
That could work, but ultimately this is more biz op, right? That you're turning your passion into a business. So you want to attract people who are interested in basically being like an entrepreneur, like that. You want to attract people who are trying to get away from their job that they hate and have their own business. So your front end offer needs to be sort of like a starter course on how to start your own online business, or and you can talk about the passion part, like here's a worksheet on like how to discover your passion. There could be a whole module on that, but I don't think it's going to be a strong enough front end offer, because it's the reason why people do this, or the reason most people don't have the luxury of like finding the time to figure out what they really want and then turning that into a business. Like most people, their biggest pain is, I got to get out of this job I hate. I wish there was a way for me to make a living that I actually enjoy. Like that's sort of like where they are mentally, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes totally sense. I think
It's easier to sell to them, right? Because they have this pain. So it's easier to package up a product that solves that, technically solves that problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That saves me a lot of time.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you didn't make that whole course or something. You could have it as a module, right? Because it would be a valuable lesson to go through, right? To discover what your passion is or what you're really excited about, but I wouldn't make it the whole course.
Lovely. Amazing. Thank you so much, Sabah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, bronze, Isaac, if you're still here. Or do we lose him? Oh, he's here. No, where is he? Are you hiding?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sec. Hey, Sabah. So this is upsell for a challenge. I was hoping to just get some quick feedback on it. And it's like a supplement. It's an extra program to help people get prepared for this challenge. So it's a 30-day challenge, starts on April 1st. And we have this extra program we're trying to just sell, but it's
Okay.
to help get these people off their ass and just prepare their mind, muscles, and lungs for what's to come.
What is the challenge?
It's a 30-day fitness challenge.
Okay. And did you follow the Olaf?
Yeah.
Okay, so preparation. Is it like a series of exercises or something?
Yeah, it's just like a little, like they're gonna get like a PDF thing. I'm not exactly what how they will get delivered to them, but it's just a workout program that they can use several times, even after the challenge is done.
Got it. So I mean, the biggest thing there is it's helping them prep. It's helping prep their body and mind so that they can get the best possible results and probably not hurt themselves either, right? In this 30-day challenge.
Yeah, exactly. It's an accelerate your results type of offer.
Okay. So I just had this conversation about upsells with my fellow marketers recently. And, you know, one of the things that we were discussing is when you're selecting the upsells is the strongest upsells, and this is like a proven formula, the strongest upsells solve a new problem that the person has by buying the front end offer. So basically in your case, the challenge, the 30-day challenge is that, okay, they're all happy. They bought the challenge. They're ready for this. Now you have to bring up the fact that you have to say things like, well, you know, 90% of the people who do this challenge, you know, their bodies aren't ready for it. They're not mentally prepared. They, you know, they're not in a place to actually make the most of the challenge, or they get injured too soon. Like you have to create all these scenarios of now that they made this great decision, they're about to start the challenge, but wait, you know, if you don't do the next thing right, you're not going to get all those amazing results with the challenge. So here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you this workout program that's going to prime your body, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically, you have to create this problem for them, illustrate the problem, and then give them this new solution, because then they're like, well, I'll be stupid not to buy this now because I already invested in the 30-day challenge, right? And I'm pumped to do it. But now you're telling me, you know, warning, like, you know, I could hurt myself, or, you know, it might not work because of X, Y, Z.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Because you could still, I think you could do that with this product, right? Like you could really emphasize how they might get hurt, or they might not make it all the way through, and then it would be a big waste of time for them. Or if you have any stats of like, you know, 90% of people fail in the first 7 days. And so like, this is almost like insurance to make sure that you make it all the way through. That kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but you got the structure down. You know, everything is in here. It's just a matter of teeing them up enough that this, basically you want to create enough anxiety now that if they don't actually do this, that they're not going to get the best possible outcome with the thing that they just invested in.
I see. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I feel like that was the piece that was missing. Like I couldn't figure out how to get that
The
positioned right.
connection, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's okay. You're welcome. This is for everybody who's still on the call or watching the replay. This is really key with your upsells, is you need to make sure that you're positioning the upsell as a solution to a new problem they have because of the product that they just bought. So the more you can come up with the problems, you know, and so for example, if they just bought an info product, a course on how to do XYZ, now you can say, now that you just bought this course, you're about to learn this, it's going to be really exciting. But, you know, so many people don't finish the course, or, you know, that they're not fully ready because of these reasons. And then you introduce a new product that will help them, you know, get to whatever goal they were trying to reach. It's like it's sort of like a proven formula for upsells. Those are the ones that people, it's like a no-brainer, right? Like, of course I'm going to buy it because I'm already sort of half invested, and I'm not just going to, you know, risk the chance of not getting the results I want. So hope that helps. And then we have Krista.
Hello.
Hi.
That link at the top is just for where these emails are going to, because we finally finished that gut garden advertorial.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So yeah, so I mean, you've kind of already seen, well, you saw yeah, did I bring the full version? I think so, but anyway. And then Kate Asseltine, or Asseltine, worked on it with me as well. So we've changed around a bunch of the pieces.
Okay.
But yeah, so now we're working on the emails to go.
I love it. Very nice. Like you went with that theme all the way through.
Yeah, we worked with having it be a little bit more front loaded on that, and then with the story, and not carrying it all the way through, but making it a little more like, once you see those 4 bullet points, you can like see them.
Yeah, and throughout.
Right, in your head. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so these are going to this advertorial?
Yes. They call them pre-sale pages. They're really just short form landing pages. So
they are, yeah.
Right. But yes. So
they put the products at the bottom, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is really well done.
Thank you. Yeah, we've had some good collaboration for sure.
Okay, so I really like this subject line.
That's my favorite one. They always just like to test a bunch of them. So
yeah, all of them are good. If they're just testing, I'm pretty sure this one is going to get the most clicks. So instead of saying overall well-being, I would just say something like your mood or energy, because you know, this puts a huge strain on your digestive system, your immune system. That makes sense. But you know, just think more casually, like you know, like just the well-being it's very general, right? So I would just talk like mood and energy, because it can really take its toll on your mood, which is true. Like people who are constantly constipated are always in a bad mood.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we talk about the gut brain axis so yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. So it might be good to just do that. I know it's a small word, but it just helps with the theme, right?
No, for sure.
Yeah, I really like that. That one's good. I like these two the most, but of course, testing. There's nothing wrong with this one, but I think these are the two stronger ones.
Okay.
So they're going to the advertorial, right, from here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would talk about the outcome or results in this much detail.
Okay.
Because you're still trying to sell this click, and they're going to find that all out in the advertorial.
Mm-hmm.
So I would make it more like you got there's a simple 5-second ritual you can do every morning to, I guess, keep your gut in balance. Yeah, I think this is from here on out. I think there's too much detail. Like I would tighten it up and basically just give them hints as to what this does. So there's a simple 5 if they haven't clicked yet, right? Because you've put the CTA here to make sure everything's balanced. And this daily routine can even help you lose weight. Like I would just be very straightforward about it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do 2 CTAs in this one. If not, then it could technically just end like right up there.
Right.
But yeah, same idea again, right? You just want to sell, you want to create enough curiosity that you're selling the click, and then let that advertorial, which is really well done, do its job.
Okay. All right.
Biotrust style-ish.
This one, they really, I mean, Biotrust sells all the same exact stuff that Native Path does.
Oh, they do? Okay.
And so for every chunk of emails I send to Native Path, I try to pretty carefully swipe a Biotrust, because
yeah,
they're working, they do something for them, and they all go to like, most of Biotrust do go right to a product page, so they have to do a lot more of the selling.
The selling, right?
But still, it's been working sometimes for Native Path, so we just try it.
Good. Do you mean bloated here?
Oh yeah, I guess that makes more sense.
Just minor. I'm not sure about this lead because this almost seems like a sales letter, a section of a sales letter. Like I would, because it's an email, right? Like, hi, hi, Krista, Dr. Chad here. And I would just talk to them directly. Dr. Chad here, with a very important message. If you suffer from, basically, if you're struggling with digestive issues such as constipation, blah, 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 blah. Like I get that the one over, if you're one of the 60 million Americans or whatever, but I don't think it's needed. Like, just talk directly, right, to the, just talk directly to your customer.
Okay.
Well, this one's more about leaky gut. So,
yes. So this one is because I didn't have a lot about leaky gut in the advertorial. Kate added a couple more references to it, and I just figured if I was going to do a longer one, it would make more sense because we don't go into a lot of leaky gut. It's something that our customers are pretty familiar with at this point.
I was just about to say, they know what it is. Yeah.
Right. And so that's where, like, you may already be familiar with this term, but you may not have a clear understanding of what it is exactly. Like, I explained it a little, that's why I used the longer email to do the leaky gut angle, because I didn't go into it very much in the original version of the advertorial. And so she just kind of like hits on it. And so if they are familiar, I feel like this, because we'll probably test all of these emails. So I'm just curious to see like which ones actually, if a longer form one works better for this particular market.
Right. If you know that your market knows what leaky gut is about, it might be better to do something where you're sort of like building up, if you're one of the people that are suffering from this, or, you're dealing with mood swings, anxiety, you might be surprised to know these are all linked to leaky gut. And
Okay.
do you see what I mean? So it's like, because then it will really speak to them. You're like, oh, really? I didn't think of that maybe I have this leaky gut problem. Even, then you don't have to, because they already know what leaky gut is, right? Like they know it as a condition, just like gastritis or some other, some other things out there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if you'll lose them by going into explaining I mean, really, the core explanation of it is right here. So I might just cut out like all of this.
Yeah.
And just go straight into, as you may already know, this is when the lining of your stomach starts to do this, right? And then you go into this part.
I like that.
Yeah, and then that segue is perfect. But the good news is there's a simple way to reverse that problem. So whether they have been diagnosed with leaky gut or not, or now they think they have it, you scared them enough, they're going to click here to find out how to get this relief and possibly like restore their gut too.
It just started pouring here. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
You're
getting dark here too, actually. I think there's a storm coming.
Coming your way.
Yeah, thanks, Krista, for sending it. Yeah, I would basically take out this chunk and just speak to them, highlight the fact that these are all warning signs, right, of leaky gut, but don't go into the long explanation because I think you might lose them.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's.
You have more?
A/B test it. I'm curious. I'm always curious because Native Path just loves testing things.
Yeah, no, that's good, and you should definitely test.
Yeah. This one I couldn't really do a whole lot of.
I love this
because it goes right into like you can't really do a whole lot of variations, but
I love the subject line. Yeah, this is really good.
and this one is very trying to take little bits of like the full-blown story in the beginning of the advertorial and teasing
Yeah,
it.
but it's short enough that it's not yeah, no, this one's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, basically Anna's story. Nice, relatable story.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really nice job with these.
Those are those are really helpful for sure. So.
Okay, good.
Yay. Yeah, I'll have stats for this soon. They have the designer working on that advertorial, like getting it a live link now. So.
Sweet.
Soon. Right.
Okay, cool.
Sabah?
All right, you're welcome. Let me just see. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, please. I got Krista. If I missed you, please drop a link. Otherwise, we will wrap up. We'll wrap up for the day. All right. Sounds good. I'll see you guys next week, same time. Have a great week.